Alright everyone, thought we'd check out a pretty fun one. Batman Spawn, the Deluxe Edition. You got the classic Batman Spawn. That was written by a whole slew of Batman artists and drawn by Klaus Janson. You know, the big one, Spawn Batman, written by Frank Miller and drawn by Todd McFarlane. And then I think it was 2022, for the 30th anniversary, they did... Oh god. Craig Capullo drew the Batman Spawn issue that Todd McFarlane wrote. So you can see here on the back, you got a bunch of artwork. I'm pretty sure there's like a whole inked pages and pencils for almost two of these whole stories. But yeah, there is a standard size hardcover of these that came out earlier, but it is absolutely dog shit. It doesn't collect the new comic that's been published for this, and it's really flimsy, and the actual artwork on the dust jack is actually like real pixelated, so it's just really cheaply put together. So yeah, this is the way to go if you want to get this sort of story. Love Greg Capullo's pencils. Great way to have bookend pages. Fantastic. Just love the way he draws capes. These big blocky shapes as well. And there was a whole slew of like variant covers as to be expected. But yeah, anyway, kicking straight off into it. The story is pretty, not amazing as you'd expect to be. We're not really grabbing it for the story. We're just grabbing it to see the sick artwork that's on display here. So obviously Greg Capullo is tapping into his New 52 era of Batman. Spawn, it's always great to see him revisit the character that he spent nearly a whole decade on. So what we can see here is basically, you get a bit of Court of Owls action. It's like a little... in the Spawn comics, in the alleyways, it's kind of like they call it the Dead Zone, and it's kind of like where Spawn, Heaven controls and he's got no powers. In this one here, it's kind of where they've used him to go through the dimension to meet up with Batman again. But it's kind of like out of continuity. I think this is the first time that they're meeting together. It's pretty cool here where Spawn's just sneaking up on Batman, which is kind of like the reverse roles of the original crossover. Greg Capullo is such a great artist. I love the way he does his like little jaws as well, like the little bottom lips, all pucked up through masks. Fucking ant on the book. That's always not good. Anyway, and this is pretty cool as well. He's got like the actual teeth coming through the mask, which is revealed to be a symbiote way back in the day, obviously when symbiotes were all the rage. Yeah, as to be expected with your typical fucking crossovers, your characters have a misunderstanding, have a fight, then they realise they're on the same team and have to team up and take on the big bad. It's iconic here with the shoelace stitching, where in the original, which we'll see later on, where Batman throws the batarang and busts up our boy's face. New 52 design for the Joker. I was always discussing that one where he had his face cut off and he makes a mask out of it. It's pretty cool here. You see like little clowns. And great artwork there, as we saw in the actual hardcover itself. And you got Talon. They're always really cool designs. Greg Capullo, just a great character designer. And yeah, artwork is pretty much the main draw for this. Batman is some Palin fools. We'll keep flipping through this bad boy. There's the cover for it. They call it the Classic Collection, yeah. So this looks good, but on the actual hardcover itself, it looks shit. So here's Batman Spawn. So it was written by like Doug Munch, Chuck Dixon, Alan Grant, all the dudes that were writing like all the Batman titles at the time. You get Klaus Janson, a long time Frank Miller inker, as well as his own penciler and inker as well. But yeah, dude's just worked with so many masters. I really like the colours in this one as well. Like that Spawn. It draws a bit of a weak Spawn in my opinion, but then again, Spawn was fairly new at this time. Like that's cool, but like with the mask off, you really got to go all in. But then again, this was published by DC Comics at the time, so they probably toned down the bit of gore, because I imagine this was done by Image or Marvel during this time period. That would be like not just a skeleton; it'd be like an actual like corpse with maggots and stuff. You get a bit of blood here. But yeah, DC is always a bit whimpified. Love the art splatter on the background there. Yeah, just look at this blood. Great double pager there. That Batman face. But yeah, we'll get into the last storyline here. Like, it's pretty brutal. Just straight into the eyes. This is cool as well, how it's all that magenta color, and you can see the figures in the background. Yeah, the colors are so vibrant. Yeah, this was the big one, the big seller back in the day, Spawn Batman. Spawn only been around for 2 years at this stage, and just, yeah, took the comic world by storm. Todd McFarlane draws pretty sweet Batman in this. Yeah, the story is just fucking outrageous. You got these like corporate arsehole dudes making, these cyborg weapons, and they're going around attacking homeless people, and you can see it's like a homeless guy's head. It's just so fucking absurd. Like, yeah, oh man, that's pretty cool. And you can instantly tell when you see who's supposed to be the bad guy. You know who the bad guy is. Like, there's real no suspense or drama. Todd McFarlane, just his crazy capes are so good. It's not practical at all. Like, you need like, people that carry like the bride's wedding dress so they don't fucking trip over it. You need someone like that to follow you around everywhere with a cape like that. Introducing that boy. And yeah, obviously with the homeless, I think that was to tie in with Spawn skulking around the alleys for a while in his early years. Or I should say early. He was in those alleys for like fucking nearly 15 years before he did anything. But yeah, there you go, just Batman, just kneeing him in the back, all sadistic like. Yeah. The dialogue's real weird throughout this thing, and also like in Batman's like inner monologues. Real strange. But at least we get some pretty sweet drawings here. Like, look at this little tank thing. Well, I shouldn't say little, it's pretty big, but yeah. And it's giant absurd. Like, a piece of the robot's fallen off, and Spawn just uses it as a gun. Yeah, it's pretty sweet there, that splash page. And Batman's just so happy beating the shit out of Spawn. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a massive chop going on throughout the whole fight. And basically Spawn uses his mystic mumbo jumbo, to link with Batman so he can see what Batman's been through and Batman can see what he's been through. And yeah, now we team up. That's gorgeous double pager right there. Yeah, and as I mentioned before, that's how pretty much it ends. He gets a batarang to the face. That's Batman pretty much just saying, yeah, We teamed up this one time, but you'll always be like my little bitch. It's pretty funny. In Spawn's continuity, after this, he had the shoelace stitching, and it kind of suggested that you know, Batman existed in his world. Greg Capullo, drawing from 1993. And you get like a jam pin-up. So Frank Miller drawing the Batman, of course, and Todd McFarlane drawing the Spawn. And there's the issue 1 variant. All the one-shot variant, I should say, to the 2022 series. He's got heaps of great artists in here. So Gabriel Del one there on the right. Sean Murphy, Francesco Mattina, yeah, just all who are the big like top dudes of the at the time now. Jessica Campbell, Brett Booth, Jim Lee, of course, Jorge Jimenez, like that one, and the Jason Fabok one. This is cool. You pretty much get, I think you do get the whole like Greg Capullo's pencils for this one shot. So that's awesome. Like just for that alone, it's just the price of admission, in my opinion. Like just to see his pencils throughout the whole thing. Yeah, just crazy stuff. It's really good to like learn as well if you're like real like aspiring artist, if you want to be a comic book artist, or if you just really appreciate his artwork, you get to see it like at his rawest form. Yeah, even though, mind you, his pencils are super tight, because obviously he's handing it off to an inker who I think is Jonathan Lapion at this stage. I know Danny Miki is his inker for quite some time. But yeah, you get every single page for that series. And then we get the inks for the Klaus Janson Batman story. Batman Spawn story, I should say. I like this city, like, yeah, that's fucking really well done. And Klaus just going for it. One of those double pages there. It's cool with these things as well, like artist editions, so you get to see like where they've made corrections with like, you know, whiteout. You know, fix up mistakes or tighten up some stuff. Maybe use a bit of whiteout to add some highlights. Like here, yeah, you can see he's just used a bit on like his thumb or finger or whatnot, and it's just, you know, and these branches as well, how they're done. Yeah, the extras are fantastic. Some more bonus material. Oh yeah, so you got the Jim Lee pencils. Yeah, pencils for the covers. And this is pretty cool. You got the preliminary color guide for the original comic. I remember seeing this. So this is originally for Batman Spawn Inner Demons, apparently. Looks like they're going to give it this one shot to go in 2006. I remember seeing this like on the early days of the internet. And had this image as my like desktop wallpaper and like, you know, a really shitty resolution. And yeah, Todd McFarlane, unpublished pinup to originally promote it. And of course we've got some Greg Capullo pencils for the ends. But yeah, there you go. Batman Spawn the Deluxe Edition hardcover. Yeah, it's not really too much more you can say. You know, if you're a fan of all the artists and creators involved, yeah, this is great. The stories aren't like the worst thing or anything like that. They're just, you know, what you'd expect to be. It's kind of like, you know, two alphas, like, you know, just butting up against each other. You know, it's like, you know, you got your action figures and they're just fucking going for it. It's getting them together and everything else is secondary. But in terms of bonus content and stuff like that, yeah, it's just fantastic. Yeah, that's all I can really say for this one. As always, thanks for watching, and yeah, take care.